Good morning. How y'all doing? I'm on the mending side still. Hope to be back up running full steam in a few days. In the meantime, I want to talk to you about some people or maybe a person that you've got in your life that you need to be aware of. No, it's not your friend. Your friends, they're usually proven over a period of time. You know, those are those people that are always there for you. And they usually show themselves to be your friend in your darkest hour when you're having the hardest time. You know, the one that shows up and has seen you at your worst, but still wishes and wants the best for you. That's a friend. And your enemies, you don't have to worry about them either, because you know now we got to pray about that thing. They can't stand us and we can't stand them, and we keep our distance. They ain't going to get close enough to you to hurt you. But that frenemy, you know, that one, hey girl, how you doing? That's a cute top you got on, but why you get that color? That one. That's that person that they hang around enough in your life and they mix in well enough with your friends that they're not readily recognizable as the true enemy that they really are. These are the ones that are in your life almost like a parasite. There's something there that makes them want to stick to you, but it ain't enough there to make them want to stick with you. And they're not as hard to recognize once you get to know self. Once you get real with yourself and you real with other people, you make sure you're not being somebody's frenemy. If you've got a frenemy hanging around in your life, they won't be hard to spot. Because see, when you go through something, they go the other way. Or if they happen to come around, they're just there to gather the information. You know, if you've ever had to confide in one of them. The difference between your frenemy and your friend is that when you're confiding in your friend is going to share some things with you to let you know that they've been there or in a similar situation too, that they had to work themselves out of it and that you will work yourself out of it. They'll give you some good sound advice, offer their support, and they're going to walk with you and stand with you until you're able to stand on your own again. That frenemy, they're going to come and just listen, soak it all up. And the next thing you know, you won't be able to tell them from one of the top reporters for the National Enquirer. Yeah, be just like the tabloids, honey. Your business will be everywhere. And you wonder. So when you're sitting there talking to somebody, and they never ever do anything but, yeah, I'm not talking about the good listener kind. I'm talking about that one that soaks it all up. Never shares or discloses anything about them. And then as soon as you get through, well, girl, I got to go. Or she already texting somebody when she's sitting there. Girl, I got something to tell you. That one. The other way that you can recognize a frenemy is when you are making plans, maybe exploring how you're going to realize your vision or make one of the dreams in your life come true. Starting a business, launching a new career, going back to school. Your friend is going to be like, well, girl, I think you can do it. But, you know, we got to plan what you're going to do with your kids or how you're going to handle work. Or, well, you know, I took that same class. I still got my books and my notes. You can have mine. That friend of me going to be like, you going to start a business? What kind of business you going to start? You going to do what? Girl, please. Going back to school, you barely did get out of high school. Talking about going back to get a degree. You gonna try for that job? You got to be smart to have that job. What make you think you can? Now, she hadn't really said anything to the point that's really damaging, but she's letting you know just how she feels about you. She doesn't have any confidence, and she's not gonna be your cheerleader, or he, if you're a guy. They always shoot holes in your plans. They don't have any of their own, but they'll shoot holes in yours. Literally, they'll not only rain on your parade, they'll Tear up your umbrella if it does start to rain. One of the other times that you can be sure to see a frenemy and know how to identify them is when that plan that you had comes through, when that business gets off the ground, or when any other good thing happens. They're not celebrating with you. They're just there to see who else was there. They'll hang around. They'll make little snide remarks like, well, I really didn't think you was going to do it. Or, in my case, let's say I show up to an event with a really handsome guy. He must like big girls. How you get in? That's that frenemy. Or they always try to undercut you with some kind of little snide remark when you're feeling good about yourselves. Frenemies. As soon as you know how to identify them, the better off you'll be. But now let me tell you a little secret. Once you identify them, don't let them know that you scoped them out. Just kind of ease away from them. Or as my grandmama used to say, if you got your hands in the lion's mouth, pull it out slow. Because see, if you don't mean me no good, and I don't know it, that ain't good. If you don't mean me no good, and I know you don't mean me no good, I'm in a pretty good position. But if you don't mean me no good, and I know you don't mean me no good, but I don't even let you know that you ain't no good, now that's when I'm winning. That's what your grandmama meant by feeding them out of a long handled spoon. Trust me, your frenemies can do you some good. Because they'll teach you how to break bread with the devil, honey, and you won't even waste no crumbs. Oh, last thing. Your frenemy is that one that's going to come and tell you what everybody else is saying about you. And you'll realize that you've identified that frenemy when the first thing that pops in your head is not, well, what did they say? Or who was talking? Or I need to find out and go tell them something. When that frenemy comes and tells you what everybody else is saying about you, and the first thing that pops in your head is, I wonder what made them so comfortable to talk about me like that around her. Because see, honey, I got some real friends in my life. And you know that when you got a real friend, ain't nobody going to sit there and talk about your friend in front of you. You'll defend your friend as best you can. Be real with yourself. Be real with others. And you'll be able to spot who ain't being real with you. Some people say keep your friends close and your enemies even closer. You ain't got to worry about your enemies. You ain't got to worry about your friend. But you better watch them frenemies. Be good to yourself. Be good to the one that's been good to you. And try to be nice to them frenemies, honey, because kindness really will kill them. Talk to y'all later. Bye.